Good morning. How is everybody today? Welcome to another hearing rehab. I'm really glad this is a topic I've talked on before because it's been a crazy week, crazy month. It's our moving month. We are, I guess I should wait another minute or so, but I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about what's coming up for us at Adaptive Audiology. We're moving our office in Carroll. Our Denison location stays the same. We're moving our Carroll office a block north of where we are now. So we're staying in the same neighborhood, just a block further north on the corner of 8th and Northwest Street, or I guess it's West Street and then becomes Northwest Street. So technically 8th and West Street. We're moving there end of this month. The 25th is our moving day. We'll be closed in Carroll the 25th through the 29th. We'll have access to email, phone calls. We'll have access to all of that because it's all internet based. So, we'll still get in touch with you. It'll just be a little crazed and it won't be the easiest for us to do, but we will get in touch with our patients still. We will be open in Denison on the 26th. So we'll see patients in Denison, and because we're moving our sound booth, we have a new sound booth in the new space, and then we're moving our other booth as well. So there's definitely a potential that if someone needed a hearing test, we could do that over in Denison later in the week if there is an emergency. So we'll be available. Denison will stay open. We'll be open in Denison on the 26th, but our office will be closed the 25th to the 29th, so we can move everything over and then have everything calibrated in the new space, all the equipment calibrated after the move. So it's very exciting. The space is really beautiful, and we're also going to have another business under the same roof as us with it's called Speech Pathways. That business is going to be located inside our building. Kenzie Wittrock is a speech language pathologist with lots of years of experience, and we're really excited to have her with us. We think it's our professions obviously go so closely together. Speech path and audiology have always been basically from the birth from the same tree, so to speak, branches of the same tree. So we're excited to have someone with those professional skills with us under our roof. So that's exciting. So lots of exciting things coming up. Address is 408 West 8th Street. April 1st, we open in the new space, corner of 8th and West Street. It's been a remodeled building. It was a Farm Bureau office, and then it was home care options. Home care options used it for quite a while for their adult day hab. So we were lucky to be able to purchase the building, and we're excited to be there. We're excited to move in. Okay. So today's topic is all about protecting your hearing from noise. This is something I've talked on before, but I think it's always a good idea to continue to discuss it. Again, I should introduce myself. I'm Sandra Rierson. I'm a doctor of audiology, and I'm the founder of Adaptive Audiology Solutions, located in Carroll and in Denison. No matter what season of life or season of year we're in, whether it's fall, winter, spring, summer, there are noisy activities throughout the year that we partake in. There's social activities like hunting, riding ATVs or motorcycles, going to concerts, playing music, lots of different noisy activities we can do socially as well as through work. Work obviously is when we think of more sometimes where it's working with power tools, working with machinery, working around animals even, like, in confinements, hog confinements, those can be extremely noisy environments. So whatever those activities are, it's important to protect your hearing. It's just as important to protect your hearing as is your eyes, or wearing a helmet when you ride your bike or motorcycle. It's just as important to protect your hearing. So the general rule to know, how do you know if you need to protect your hearing from the noise you're around? The easiest way to determine that is just to know that if you're an arm's length away from someone and you have to yell for them to hear you, that noise is damaging. And then of course, the longer you're exposed to it, the more damaging it becomes. So one common one that I want people to think more about is mowing lawn. When we mow the lawn, in Iowa, in the Midwest maybe, but definitely where we live in rural Iowa, you have bigger lawns. Some people have acreages. That can be hours of mowing. And the more you're on the mower, the more damaging it is. So it's really important to wear hearing protection when you're mowing lawn. And then also, another activity I thought of recently that I hadn't thought about in the past is ball games, whether Hilton or, Jack Trice or Kinnick, those can be noisy. Those can be damaging to your ears. So I think it's a good idea to throw some earplugs in your pocket. And we've heard of people experiencing ringing in the ears or tinnitus after a noisy event like that, which is an indication that you've lost some hearing. So while it might not be measurable yet that you've lost hearing, it all adds up, and it's important to address and take care of. So that's something to think about for sure. As well as, of course, hunting is extremely dangerous for hearing, and you want to wear hearing protection when you can. And I'll go into some options for that as well, because I know that you need to hear around you when you're hunting. So wearing earplugs, unless you're just practice shooting, you can't wear earplugs when you're hunting as easily, because you can't hear the animals or the people around you. So for safety reasons, earplugs can't always work, but there are other options. Let's see, lost my place. So as far as different types of noise protection, you want to look for what's called the NRR, or noise reduction rating. The NRR should be at least 20 decibels, just to make sure that you're getting appropriate coverage for all kinds of noisy environments. Earplugs are they're inexpensive, they can be found lots of places, and they're an excellent way to go. There you have just the foam kind that you roll between your fingers like this. That's an excellent way to go. Make sure when you're rolling these that your hands are clean. They don't have to be completely clean, but if you've been digging in the dirt or working with machinery and your hands are really filthy, and then you roll this between your ears and stick this in your ear, you're introducing a lot of dirt and bacteria into your ear canal. And our ear canals are a very humid place, so they grow mold really easy. And I have often found mold growing in people's ears. So and they have an itching feeling, it's not feeling good, maybe some hearing loss. That's a temporary hearing loss caused by actual little mushrooms or fungus growing in the ear canal. So make sure your hands are clean when you're handling these. And they also make the pre-molded kind. The pre-molded kind can be more comfortable for people with smaller ears. They're not expensive. Just pick up some different types, find what works for you. These are pre-molded. You still need to roll them, but they just are a little better. For my ears, I like pre-molded a lot better. I'll use either, but I prefer the pre-molded kind because my ears are really small. So these are inexpensive, easy to find. Let's see. And then you have customizable. So if you're wearing a lot, so for instance, I have made these for someone who works in a profession where she needs to take them out to talk to people, but then when she's using certain things, she needs to put them in. So we made these. These are great. They're custom molded earplugs. And then when you're not wearing them, they can hang around the neck. They also make these just foam plugs. They're pre-molded plugs on a little neck loop, almost like a rigid headband thing. And a lot of people like that too, that work like construction workers and stuff, so they can talk to each other but then pop those in, and they don't have to constantly roll them between their fingers. So that's a nice way to go too. And these pre-molded type, they just go right in the ear. When you're doing your noisy work, take them out when you're not doing your noisy work. So they're a really good solution. These run at around, I think they're around $150 for a set, custom made. They last forever. I have a set that I forgot to bring with me that I had made when I was in grad school. It was just part of the lab we made ear molds for each other, and I still have them, and I take them to concerts all the time. They don't fill the entire ear, they just go about halfway. And they blend in with my skin. You don't have to get skin tone. You get a fun color. You can get all kinds. There's lots of cool options. But yeah, I'm really excited about people getting. There's lots of things I'm seeing out on the internet too. There's some cool new earplugs called ear loops, and they are supposed to be very comfortable to wear when you sleep, which is a big problem. So my patients they want hearing protection when they sleep, and I've had a hard time finding something that's really comfortable, because these can almost be too occluding and too full feeling when you're laying down. It's just not a comfortable feeling. So there's cool stuff out there on the internet too. You can find. Just make sure it has a noise reduction rating. If it does not have an NRR, then it is not. It's not really FDA approved for hearing protection. So you got to just make sure of that. Let's see, what else? And then of course earmuffs. Earmuffs are really important to use when you're around in a very intense, loud environment. I think of chainsaws or even going into a grain bin. I think it'd be better if the dryer's running to have earmuffs on. That would be what I would recommend. Whenever you're shooting inside, you really should, if you're practice shooting inside at a range, you should be doubling up. You should be doing the foam plus the earmuffs. I have had people just wear earmuffs or just wear earplugs and have noise damage from shooting inside in a range. It's you know, if you're in a concrete structure, there's a lot of reverberation from that concussion of the gun, and yes, it's considered, it's something to be thinking about. I definitely would recommend earplugs and earmuffs, or custom molds and earmuffs, either one. Yeah, when you're shooting inside, please do that. Let's see. Sometimes, like I mentioned earlier, hunting or even some industrial jobs, like I've had a couple people who work at farmland Smithfield, work at Smithfield, and they have to communicate with other people, but then they also need to protect their hearing, and the earplug, and especially if they have some hearing loss, it's really, really hard because you're wearing earplugs that's already reducing your hearing, and if you have hearing loss, then you really can't hear, and you need to hear. So for that, we have a solution. It's called it's electronic hearing protection. It actively compresses loud sounds but enhances soft sounds. So they're excellent protection. They are more expensive. They're great for hunting. I've had people tell me that they could hear animals in the environment and rustling and things going on in the environment better than the people with them because of this enhancement of soft sounds to help them. And so this solution costs around $1,600, so it's nothing inexpensive by any means. But when you consider how expensive hearing aids are, I mean, our least expensive hearing aids start at about $1,600 each. So when you consider how expensive hearing aids are, and just living with hearing loss, and how difficult that can be, it is an excellent investment. You know, Unfortunately, I wish more employers would give money towards stuff like this, but even if they can't, you're saving yourself money and struggle in the future by investing in something like electronic hearing protection now. So yeah, definitely. And I think, especially with hunting, I know how much you hunters spend on your sport, so you can afford to get something like this to protect your hearing. Maybe your family buys you a couple gift cards for a couple different birthdays, and then you can come in and get these, because I think it's just something you really, really should value. If you enjoy hunting and you enjoy being able to hear all those things out in the wild, you're going to lose that with your hearing loss, so you might as well protect it now so you can get the full enjoyment of the sport throughout your life. Okay, I think I'm just about done preaching on everything here. One thing to mention too, if you're not sure, I had a young lady, she was working in a dentist office, and she's a dental hygienist, and she was not sure if the noise she was exposed to could be causing her hearing loss. We do know dentists they are more susceptible to hearing loss because of the drills they use and things. Although I do think those things have gotten quieter over the years, and some of that machinery isn't as noisy as it was 20 years ago. So that's something that's maybe changed. But certainly there are professions where you're going, is this damaging? You know, like sometimes people say, I don't know if it's a damaging level of noise or not that I work in. It probably isn't. Most employers have to follow OSHA standards, and if they are around a level of noise that's considered damaging, they have to implement safety practices to help employees protect their hearing. But regardless, you can download an app called the NIOSH app, N-I-O-S-H, and that app where you can just, record the level of noise that you're exposed to, and it will time weight average that. So it'll take the average over a few minutes or however long you make it for, and over that time, that variation of noise, it will average out the decibel level that you're exposed to, and let you know if you're exposed to that over 8 hours, is that considered damaging to your hearing. So that would be my recommendation. If you're wondering if you're exposed to loud noise at work or even just socially or wherever you are, get the NIOSH app out and take some measurements and see. So that is all I have for you today. If there's any questions, please let me know. You can always message me on Facebook or comment on this post, and I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. Just another reminder, I thought I'd just mention at the end, we do send out our newsletter quarterly. We have a new newsletter going out that will be going out in just a couple days, really, any day now. Our spring newsletter, it has information of what's going on in our clinic, information on new hearing aid technologies, information on just new hearing research, and we always have a recipe as well. So if you want to get this newsletter, please call and let us know. As a patient, you do get the newsletter quarterly, but if you want to receive it, just let us know that. We always have hearing rehab the first Thursday of every month at 9 a.m. Our next hearing rehab will be in our new facility, in our new office, because we'll be moved in April 1st, seeing patients April 1st. So April 4th, we'll be giving a tour, a virtual tour on our hearing rehab. So it won't, I mean, it might take, I don't know, 20 minutes at the most. It will be kind of a shorter hearing rehab, but we'll give you a tour of the space, and we're excited to show it off. We will be having a big open house event later in the summer, but for now we're just gonna get settled in and welcome people as they come in, but we'll give a virtual tour on the 4th for you. So we'd love to have you join us. Again, we will be closed the 25th to the 29th to allow us to move into the new space and get our equipment calibrated in the new space. We will be able to return messages, and we ask that if you call, just leave a message because we can't answer the phones when we're moving. So we will open April 1st, and Denison location will stay open on schedule every Tuesday. So, and if we have some kind of emergency situation, we will do our best to assist you, whether it is in the Carroll office, mid-move, or over in Denison. So just, please bear with us while we move. It's going to be a beautiful new spot we're going to be moving to. So we're excited for you to see it. It's at 408 West 8th Street on the corner of 8th Street and West Street here in Carroll. So again, I'll see you next month, and thanks for joining. Have a great day. Enjoy this beautiful weather we're having, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.